Good afternoon. Today I want to read an excerpt of my other novel, the still-in-progress Hellion Prince. I'm just going to launch into it without any further ado. The three characters mainly mentioned in it are Damaris, the main character, Ansira, a friend of his who he's visiting, who he has in the past romantically pursued, and Belazin, another of his friends. Belazin and Ansira are both better at playing political games than Damaris is, and after being on the outs with them for a while, he is coming to them for help, and they are resistant to the notion. Damaris, Ansira said, shaking her head and clucking sadly. Returning to the fray already, and in that coat? Ansira, he returned, setting the book aside and bowing over her hand. He refrained from kissing her fingers. He was too much his father's son to have any difficulties matching her air of cool distance, no matter how it stung. I'm sorry to cause you any sartorial distress. If you can't find it in your heart to forgive me, my Carmine Scarlet, can you at least excuse me for herring off into the scandal of the season without you? She grinned narrowly and pulled him close into a tight hug. Forgive you? She asked. Damaris, darling, I should skin you and start a new fashion in leather. Start with Belazin's dead dog, he advised, and she collapsed backward under the couch, dissolving into laughter. You're an idiot, she said, with fond authority. My idiot, I suppose, as you did it to impress me. Shall I admit that it worked? Never admit anything, he said, and sat across from her, feeling the crookedness of the smile on his face. Am I supposed to take legal advice from you? She snorted, unladylike, then sighed. You're not here to say hello, she predicted, eyes narrowed. I've a hurried little note from Belazin advising me that my favorite blonde ingenue has a royal audience tomorrow, and I'm not to miss being in attendance. But you're not here to deliver me an invitation in person. Cad. Which means you have an agenda, very precocious of you. And you're giving me a part to play as well? Damaris swallowed. I couldn't do it without you, he said. Or if I could, I wouldn't want to. Belle will fill the palace for tomorrow's spectacle, but afterwards, people are going to need to talk about it. They'll want to go somewhere connected. But tomorrow's still the middle of the week. Theaters and gambling clubs and little riding parties, but nothing big. You want me to throw a party, she said. On 24 hours' notice? Damaris glanced out the window to gauge the angle of the sun, and shrugged apologetically. 30 hours, he said. Yes. Tell me what's going on. In case your sedition trial hadn't enlightened you, Count Thornrose, you're not your father. You're no devious political mastermind able to read the minds of mage lords and predict their every whim. If you need me, tell me what's happening, so I can trust that tomorrow won't be another Damaris-issued disaster. Now he did grit his teeth and tense his shoulders, but the paralytic fear he expected after each withering word remained only a sharp, fluttering case of nerves, still manageable. Nor did he find it as difficult as he had expected to say, no. It was one word, and simple. Ansira eyed him as though he were something disgusting, an insect next to her foot, and then hummed contemplatively. You utter bastard. You're developing a spine. Bravo. And you think you've got a finger hooked in me, so you can crook it and pull me about like a puppet? That I'm so curious and secret mad that I'll spend sovereigns like water to throw your little party so I can get inside your cunning scheme. It really galls me that you're right.